for everybody, and it was a line in Brand New Land. And the line is, I found a friend. And I think we've all found lots of friends together, and I think that's the best thing about the show as far as I'm concerned. We've all met together, not met any of you before in some respects, and I just hope that we do meet again rather than we never meet again. I've been given the perfect job of the evening to thank people and make presentations, which is great. We would have liked actually to have presented you with some thank you cards as well. Again, I forgot to bring them.
I'm so sorry, I forgot that to bring one. I'll send them to you, all right? There's a postal stamp. I'm really sorry, I've got to get your address.
However, the first person we'd like to thank is Linda, who was a great help backstage. She did a lot of work, and everything, as far as I know, that she did was absolutely perfect, and we'd like to present it. Now, the next person we'd like to thank, who isn't actually sitting down and listening, who's got her head down at the back and we can just see her bottom, is Margaret. On the costumes and getting people to do things and such like, whatever. She wasn't necessarily very nice to my wife, but I think she still deserves it. Right, the next person we'd really like to thank, who was in charge of stage management, the props, bringing all the props to rehearsal, taking all the way back, all the time, even though we often didn't use half of them, and organised everything backstage so well, is Barbara.
Eventually we would use all the props.
Oh yeah, there are. There's two other people to thank. Three. Oh right. I hadn't been given the third one. Okay, all right. The other person to thank is the person who made all the props in this evening. It was all extremely well made. As far as I know, none of it fell apart. And it was very easy to put on stage, especially the chair and everything, with the House of Commons thing on and everything else. And Bill made a damn good job of that and everything. I also know that he told me that he hadn't actually been able to do any work that he had to pay for. So he's actually lost a lot of money by making the props. So, look, Bill, we'd like to present you with something as well. The last two people to thank are Roger and John. They wrote the script, they did the music, they started the whole thing off with their first one on group now. As Roger has said before, he didn't know who was going to turn up at the sing-throughs or the auditions and such like and whatever. But as far as we're all concerned as the cast, we think it all went very well. We've all had a lot of fun. We enjoyed ourselves on stage quite a lot, and I think the audience also realised that we enjoyed ourselves on stage quite a lot. And therefore, we'd really like to thank Roger and John and make a presentation.
Here.
Now I know that most of the cast are under the age of 35. So you won't actually remember the Janet and John story. But I actually came across one in this book, 50 bedtime stories. So I thought it might stir some memories.
Is that your intellectual reading when you get home from
Of course, yes. Of course. Now, are you all sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Janet and John go on a steam train. Today, Janet and John are going to have a ride on the steam train. John is very excited. See John put on a puce Versace overalls and a leather cap. While Janet is driving to the station, John is bouncing up and down in his seat, making train noises. Can you make train noises? Well, neither can John. At the train station, Janet goes to get a cup of tea and some tizer for John. John sees Mrs. Bickerdike. "Eeyore, fluffy whiskers," says Mrs. Bickerdike. Mrs. Bickerdike is from Yorkshire. See Geoffrey Boyd. Mrs. Bickerdike says, "Are you driving the train today then, Johnny?" And Johnny shakes his head. "Well, let's have a word with the driver. I used to fettle his throttle through freight when he was a lad." See John look confused. See Mrs. Bickerdike talking to the train driver. "I've sorted it so you can ride with the driver." "Thank you, Mrs. Bickerdike," says John. Soon Janet comes back with the drinks. John quickly gulps his down and tells Janet he's going to ride with the driver. "In that case," says Janet, "I'll stay here in the craft shop." Sensible Janet. See John climb up next to the train driver. Mr. Moncrief, the driver, says, "We have another helper today. This is Mrs. Perkins from the post office." See John smile. Soon it is time to start the train. See John and Mrs. Perkins shovel coal into the engine and see the hot flames and the steam. Mrs. Perkins soon has to take off her cardigan. Mr. Moncrief stops the train to pick up another carriage and shows John and Mrs. Perkins how to attach it to the train. Mr. Moncrief lets Mrs. Perkins sound the whistle 3 times as they go into the tunnel. What fun! See John taking photographs with Mrs. Perkins' camera. Soon the train journey is over. John thanks Mr. Moncrief and jumps down from the train to find Janet. Sees her buying a croquet set. "Do you know how to play croquet?" Janet does. "Hello, Janet," says John. "I've had a lovely time on the train." "Did you?" says Janet. "Yes, it got ever so hot. Mrs. Perkins had to take off some clothes. We worked up quite a head of steam between us. So Mr. Moncrief watched us when we pulled into the siding and practised coupling. And then I took some photographs, and Mrs. Perkins pulled his whistle 3 times on the way home." See Janet staple John to the lawn with croquet hoops. "Do you know what a powerful backswing is?" Janet does.